Welcome back to Fox 11. Today's guest is Wade Nomura. He's as local as they come, and he's done some really big things in his life. He's got a new book that's out. It's called Creating Destiny. Tells the story of his adventures from a BMX racetrack, traveling the globe in the name of humanitarian service, as well as growing up on Santa Barbara's Mesa neighborhood. And Wade joins us this morning to talk about all of this. We should also mention he is the mayor of Carpinteria, so you have so many hats that you've worn in your life. How did you get inspired to write this book?
Actually, I always thought about writing a book. The book was going to be written for my family. I figured I'd do an autobiography. But then as it kind of progressed, my wife talked me into actually creating it as a biography. So she helped me write it. Started with 700 pages of manuscript, and it went down to 250 with the direction of inspiring others to lead a life of service.
You've done so much. We're seeing pictures of you riding BMX, and of course, just your great work in the community. Rotary is taking you around the globe as part of your outreach. How do you narrow down all that you've done into a book?
That was the hard part. I think the important part was the focus itself. I've enjoyed serving others, and that's why I wanted to write the book, to make sure that people understand that serving others is something important in your life. I could leave a legacy of money behind that, I will never be able to benefit from, or I could leave a life of service where I help others. And in doing so, it changes their lives forever. I think that's the value of my life.
Early on in the book, it's a great read. I've been able to thumb through a little bit of it. And at the very beginning, you talk about your family and the history and the struggle that they had to go through being Japanese Americans and being sent to internment camps in Arizona. And then you growing up kind of on the tail end of that and your family having to overcome. What has that been like? And then today, you're a great person to talk to because we're seeing this rise in Asian American hate crimes.
Yeah, I think most of it was based on awareness. I remember in 7th grade here in Santa Barbara at La Cumbre Junior High School, going to history class and actually getting detention because my teacher told me I was lying because the Japanese Americans were never interned in camp, only because it never showed up in history books. So I think it's the awareness process that is probably the most important part of that one. The other thing for those of us that do get, I would say, singled out, important lesson to learn is that, through adversity, if you look at it in different light, you will find that there's always a positive in that. So I think that's the important part. For me, the positive is I actually was able to experience it. And I want to make sure that that experience is then not done to other people the same way. So that's part of my giving back.
If you have a chance to tell somebody that they can take one thing away from opening this book and reading it, what do you hope somebody takes away from it?
That's enough of an inspiration to get them to get involved with their community. I talk about Carpinteria as being my paradise. And in being my paradise, not only is it a great place to live, but you have to invest to keep it that paradise. You have to put your time and energy in. You can complain about it, but it does nothing. But if you go out there and actually do the work to try and fix things that you see could be better, I think that's the important message from the book.
Wade, thanks so much for joining us. There's so much more we could talk to you about. It's a fascinating read. If you'd like to find out more about Wade Nomura's life and about the book, if you'd like to go and buy it, it's called Creating Destiny. You can head to wadenomura.com/book. Wade, thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thanks for having me.